good morning, Josiah. It's another exciting time for us to learn. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you are dialing in on this call. This is the day two of the DSN Microsoft Free AI classes in every city. Cohort 5, the app development with PowerApps learning track. Good morning, Sylvester. Good morning, everyone. Yes, the class is starting now, and I will encourage us all if you can say in the participant list that your friend is not here for this class. This is the right time to tell them to join the call now because the class is starting like almost immediately. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. So, quick announcement before we move into the business of the day. Um, I'm excited to inform you that the DSM Microsoft Free AI classes hackathon and project participation is now live. Yes, this is the time to earn your certificate of completion. Like I said yesterday, some of us have been part of this program since Cohort 1, which started with the data analytics with Microsoft Excel. We moved into the data analytics with Power BI, and then we moved to machine learning with data science, and then we moved to machine learning with Azure. And some people have been following, they've been following up till this moment, the Cohort 5. So, if you want to earn your certificate for participating in each of the cohorts, then you are free to register for all the cohorts. My colleague has dropped the link in the chat already. You will see the links to register for the hackathon for the project participation. So for the hackathon, if you've participated in the data science and machine learning with Python class, then the best option for you to register for will be the hackathon. And also, if you participated in the machine learning Azure cohort, you can also register for the machine learning with Azure Hackathon. You can use Azure platform to wrangle your data, to perform your exploratory data analysis, and to even build your model. So if you've participated in the Excel learning track, you will see the link to register for the Excel, and you will see your project to start working on, start making your submission. And if you register for the Power BI, the link is also available. And for us that are also doing app development now, our project is also ready. Yes, our project is also ready. By the end of this week, you should be able to attempt the project. So, good morning once again, everyone. It's an exciting time to learn, like I usually say, and it's always an opportunity to actually learn. I mean, I derive joy in learning new things, and that's what we're going to be doing today. That's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be teaching ourselves interesting things again on app development with Power Apps, how to build bespoke applications. So I'll be going through the chat very quickly to see if there are questions. Like I said, my colleague has dropped the link for us to start registering and start participating in the hackathon for the data science learning track and project participation for the data analytics track. So Michael Ajayi is asking, what if I register on as I want? Yes, you are free to do that. I mean, if you feel you have the capacity to attempt all the projects and hackathons, why not? And interestingly, the project participation at the hackathon is open till August 30th. I mean, we are giving everybody enough time to actually play around to show their creativity this time. We're not rushing, yes. Play around with all the projects as much as you like because, like I usually say, these DSM free AI classes leads to our AI bootcamp. Yeah, by now I want to believe everybody knows about DSN annual AI bootcamp. So this particular hackathon, we call it like what you can use to practice ahead of the big hackathon that will be coming on for the AI bootcamp qualification. So if you feel you want to you want to show your learning progress for the data analytics and the data science, you can apply it to the whole for all the courses and start participating in the project. So Asham is saying I can't access the tray or free access for the following, which are power. Okay, okay, yes. So Asham, I'll be sharing some things in the class today as regards the frequently asked questions on Power Apps. So just pay attention in class today. Yeah, so Michael Ajayi have responded to this. So Linda is asking, can I register for a hackathon after next month classes? Yes, that's an awesome question, Linda. So the reason why we also extended this hackathon and project participation, I mean, the reason why we're actually making it to be very long, this is to accommodate those that will start learning from data analytics, that will start learning data analytics with Excel from next week. and those that will learn Power BI in the upcoming, which is Cohort 7, and those that will learn the machine learning and data science with Python in Cohort 8, they'll be learning it in the Cohort 8. They can also participate. This is why this program, this particular project participation hackathon is open till August 30th. So yes, you can always participate later in the month. Thank you so much, everyone. I think this is a very good time to start the class. Welcome, 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 everyone. Yesterday was an awesome session. We started with how to we started we got started. Let me say we got started with Power Platform. I introduced everybody to Power Platform tools. We understood what exactly our Power Platform tools. We'll talk about the Power BI, the Power Apps, the Power Automate, the Power Virtual Agent, and a particular tool which is not included in this picture. Can everybody confirm what Power Platform is not on my screen right now that we talked about yesterday? Let me see our responses in the chat. Let me see our responses. I want to know who was present yesterday in the class and who still remember what was taught. Look at what I have on my screen now. There's a particular tool that is not here, but we talked about it extensively. I don't got it correctly. Power Page, yes. So Power Page is not here, and Power Page is also one of Power Pages. Thank you so much, Pelumi. Mufta said, yeah, so just say Power Page, Rita said Power, fantastic. So everybody is following. Yeah, it's very good when as a facilitator, you know that people are actually following. That's actually the end goal of communicating. When people actually receive what you are trying to say, then we can say that has been done successfully. So everybody got it right. The answer is Power Pages. So Power Pages is not included in this picture, but Power Pages is one of the Power Platform tools. And like I said yesterday, so the Power Virtual Agent has actually evolved into what we call the Copilot, and Copilot is now embedded into all the Power Platform tools. You will see Copilot on Power BI, you will see Copilot on Power Apps, you will see Copilot on Power Automate, and you will see Copilot on Power Pages. You will even see Copilot on Excel. Yes, Copilot is now that versatile. Copilot is now like ChatGPT that helps you to quickly get things done. Okay, I think we should even play around with Copilot on Power Apps today. After we're done building our first app, like I said yesterday, that we're going to be building our first app. We're going to be creating our first app together today. So, still doing the recap of what was learned yesterday. We talked about the data sources. We talked about the different data sources that you can use on Power Apps. Not even on Power Apps, for the Power Platform tools generally. For some of us that participated in the Power BI lecture, you will remember that even all those things that I mentioned here are also the data sources that you can use on Power BI. Yeah, so data sources are like data sources for all the Power Platform too. So Microsoft has made sure that you can link almost everything together. You can link your Power BI together with Power Apps. You can link Power Apps to your Power Page. You can list your Automate to Power Page. Everything is linked, and what can link them also is this data source. So that's why the data sources are versatile, and we have them like this. These are just to mention few. These are just to mention few. And yes, so today we're going to be creating our first app, like I said, and we're going to be generating the app with a SharePoint list. Yeah. So building apps is that easy. Once you get your SharePoint list right, you can actually start building your app. So if you're excited for day two, let me see your yes in the chat. Let me see your yes. Let me see your excitement. Let me see your reactions in the chat. If you're excited for day two, let me see your excitement in the chat. Let me see your excitement in the chat. Alimat say yes. Let me see our excitement. Let me see our excitement in the chat. Ashom said yes. Mufta said yes. Everybody is ready. iPhone said yes. Precious is ready. Everybody is ready for the day two. Sarah is ready. Welcome, welcome once again, everyone. So, Abubakar is ready, Enoch is ready, Flora is ready. Yes, and I am ready also. So before we start building our app, and there's something important I need to let us know, which we call business requirements and application logic. So these two things guide, so we're not even going to be dealing as just a user of an app. We're also going to be dealing as a developer of an application. I mean, we can be the two. You can enjoy using an application and you can also enjoy building applications. So for you to build an app, there's something we call application logics and there's something we call business requirement. As a developer, these two things are very key because they guide how you go about building your app. And for oh, I think let me see. Just a minute. So I'll stop sharing now and then bring up my screen again in like a second. Okay, please confirm you can see my screen. Okay, great. So my screen is up. So I was talking about what we call the business requirement. And what business requirement simply means is, a particular company reach out to me. They want to build a bespoke app for their company. And then as a developer, you are not part of you are not part of their team. So even in an organizations, in organizations now, there's actually a role called um, I'm trying to remember. So the role is like they call it, yeah. So there are actually roles like Power Platform developer in a company, and there's also another role like IT automation unit. Yeah, there's something like IT automation unit, and as a Power Platform developer, you can, yeah, they call it business developer. Business app developer, yes, that's the word. So in big organizations now, they have a role that we call the business app developer. And what you try to do is all the units in the department, all the units in the company, they come to your own table to say, oh, this is what we do. This is what we do manually. We want to automate this process. And you as a business developer that works in the company, you can now sit down, okay, for the finance team, this is how they get their invoices done. This is how they get their payments done. How can I help them to automate some manual routines? Or the admin team can reach out to you. Oh, we want to be able to send mails to all staff. At the same time, we don't want to be sending it one after the other. Then you as a business developer, you come, okay, let me help. Or as an IT person, you okay, let me see how I can help you do this using our Microsoft Outlook. It sends mail to everybody. So different units in the company will come to your table to submit their business requirements. And what a business requirement will contain is the application idea. So they will give you like an overview of what is to be done. They will give you a full details of the app idea. Okay, uh we want to create an inventory list. For a company, we usually have what we call inventory. For all the maybe items in the company, and this can be from the HR side or from the admin side. So they will give you, okay, we want to build an inventory app. So they will give you everything you need so that you can sit down and think about what they are doing manually, and then you can now help them to automate it. So another thing is they will also identify some features that they need on the app, and if there is any existing app that they've been using before, then they can also share you that to work with. They can also share you that to work with. And then another thing is they will give you the functional specifications they need on the app. It is very so. I'll be in my next screen. I'm going to be showing us something now. Uh, to bring up my screen again. Just a minute. Okay, yeah, I think we're live now. Apologies for the interruption. So they will give you what we call the functional specification. Like these are the most important things that must be on my app. these are the things I must see. So all you need to, oh, these are the things that we cannot but have on the application. And then the last part will be that they can also give you a wireframe. I mean, this is how we want this to go. From the maybe the requester, which will be the staff, they should be able to send mail to the admin stable. Then the admin stable will pick it up. Then admin will be the one to share with the management. The management will be the one to share with the stakeholders. Stakeholders will be the one to share with the board of directors. So all those processes, we'll call it the wireframe. And the last one will be the requirement format. So this is what we call business requirement. It has to be very detailed so that you as a developer, even if you are working in the company or you are working outside the company, you get to have the full overview of what they want to build. Because if there is no business requirement, you can actually not do you cannot do anything. You will just be confused and all over the place. So that is the reason why we request for what we call business requirement as an app developer. It guides you and it's also help the company to save costs. We are not just building something and then after the whole thing, they will now come to your table and say this is not what we requested. I mean that is a waste of time and even a waste of resources. So this is an example of a business requirement. You can see how detailed this is. I showed us something yesterday. I mean, the app that we walked through together, the boutique app. You'll see that this is actually the requirement. We have the site for the store staff. I actually did not show us the store staff side. I show us the customer side and then the manager side only. So the store staff side, there's a part where the store manager can actually add to the inventory. I mean, you can see yesterday in the boutique that we have shoes, we have different type of shoes, we have casual loafers, we have athletic boots, we have flats, we have sneakers and all. So there's a part where the store staff can actually add to the inventory. And once the inventory is also getting drained, the store staff can notify the manager that this is what is happening. We are going out of stock. We need to restock. And then there's a customer side, which was which we walked through, which is where a customer can log in on the app, uh, pick the type of footwear they want to get, they can add to the cart, and then they can check out and make payments. And then the payment notifies the store manager that this has been done. And then the manager side is the report that I showed you yesterday when I showed you a dashboard of using Power BI. Yeah, so this is what we call a business requirement. If you can see my screen, you can see the business requirement. Let me see your yes in the chat. Let me see your yes because I'll just be running through the business requirement now so that you can see what this entails. If you can, Sarah said yes. Olubumi said yes. Destiny said yes. Thank you so much. So it means you are following. So you can see the store style. We have what we call the user in a column, and then another column we have what we call the mandatory or optional. If you remember, I just talked about what we call functionality specification. Like these are the must have on the app. We cannot do without it. It must be on the app. And you can also have some things like, oh, we need this or we don't really need this on the app. And then we have what we call the requirement. The requirement explains in detail what you want to have on the app. And then we have what we call the testing component. So testing component is what Power Platform 2, or let me say what Power Platform 2 and what components on Power Platform do you want to use to be able to achieve the requirement? And lastly, we also have what we call the platform. So this is a very detailed business requirement. You can see the store staff side. We have for the mandatory. I should be able to view a list of available shoe products. I should be able to show the product details. I should be able to configure my data vars for storing and managing. I should be able to implement inventory management features like sorting, like filtering, like removal. And then for the testing component, we have like gallery, we have PowerX formulas. I told you yesterday that tomorrow we're going to be talking extensively about formulas. Yeah, there are a lot of formulas in PowerApps, just simple formulas to get things done actually. And we also have the model-driven app gallery, the checkout functionality, the automate, the dashboard as part of the testing component. For the customer side, you will see the browse, the search, the filter. So a customer should be able to browse, search and filter for products on the app. A customer should be able to add an item to a shopping cart. A customer should be able to build a checkout process. You'll see that all these things are what we saw yesterday on the application that I demoed for us. And then we have developed a Power Virtual Agent for customer inquiries. This is the first thing that you get to see on the application. And then for the manager side, the manager gets to receive a notification when a new stock is added. And then the manager will also see a Power BI dashboard for data visualization and analysis, including generating regular reports. So this is an encompassing hub for the store staff, for the customer and the manager. And you can see the platform, the Canvas app, the model-driven app, the Power Virtual Agent, the Power Automate, and the Power BI. So this is what a business requirement looks like. And as a developer, you must always have this template, share it with your client, or if you are working in a company that has a unit for Power Platform developer or a business app developer, then you share with the staff to give you this so that you can help them to automate their processes clearly with no ambiguity. So everybody is clear, well, this is what we want to achieve at the end of the day. So the other thing that we have is what we call the application logics. So we also call another name for the application logics is what we call the flow. I mean, for you to actually be able to do something, it's just like saying, uh, I want to get to as an output. For you to get to, there are different ways to actually get to. You can do your 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. You can do 4 minus 2 is equal to 2. You can do 6 divided by 3 is equal to 2. You can do 100 divided by 50. It's still 2. So that is what we call a flow. That's what we call a logic. Different ways, but what you want to achieve is still the same thing. So, do you want to move from the client side to a presentation side where everybody gets to see what you want to see on the app, and then the business logic side, and then the data side? So, even on an app, we always have those different sides. There's a part where we need to see the interface of the app. I mean, we need to engage the button, we need to engage our labels, we need to engage our test input. And then there's a part where you get data on the app. Okay, once people are done submitting, what do they see next? The data should be going, whatever you are inputting should be going into a particular data source. I mean, it should be going into a maybe SharePoint, or it should be going into the business drive, one business drive. So these are the things. These are the things that you need to be sure of when you are building your app, and that's what we call an application logic. You will see my definition as application logic is the engine that bridges the gap between business logic and user interface. So it's like the user interface and then the user experience. So that is what we call application logic. So once the app idea drops on your table, the next thing is for you to think about, okay, how do I achieve this? How do I get the app done? Okay, so I'll stop sharing. Yeah, so I'll stop sharing my screen now because we are going to be moving straight into the practical aspects of the class. But before that, there is a particular thing I need to show us. So just to be clear with us, this is what we are following. So for everybody um who would like to still be moving ahead of this class, I mean, you want to be learning also at your own pace, you can also use these resources that we've been sharing since yesterday with you. So this is what we are following keenly, even though we may need to adapt to be able to do some other things that are very essential. But this is the resources that will be guiding us in this class. So you can see um so yesterday we talked about Power Platform tools, and that was even day two. Oh, day three. Yeah, I think that's day three. We talked about Power Platform, but so we try as much as possible. We are going to be following this scheme, like I said, everything here we should be able to cover it, but we also make adaptations to be able to do some interesting things. So I'll be going through the chat quickly. If there are questions that I need to pick up, kindly drop a link to these resources. Okay, so my colleague will be dropping the link to this. Chidima will be helping us with that. Chidima will be helping us with the link to these resources. So yesterday also there were questions around um about some issues some of us were facing yesterday that I cannot find Power Apps on my Office 365. So like I said, um Microsoft has a vast community. I mean, they have a lot of users, and people are always throwing in questions like almost every second. So once you go to Google, if you are faced with any issue, just go to Google, drop the question in the Google search. You will always see responses from people. So if you cannot find Power Apps in your 365, there are a lot of reasons actually. There are a lot of reasons, and it's always the license. I mean, the subscription that you are currently enrolled for. So you can see this is a particular question somebody asked. I cannot find PowerHouse Office for 365 in my Office 365 E1. So I'll be dropping these links in the chat so that you can all read it at your free time to see the responses that was given to this particular question. So I'm dropping the link already in the chat now. So just go through, open the link, see the responses that has been provided. And another thing is support for Microsoft Power Platform too. So you can always reach out to the Microsoft Admin Center, even apart from the Microsoft support mail. Yeah. So you can also reach out to Microsoft Power Platform Support Center. You will see a list of what is actually available for your licenses. And then there's another one of licensing overview for Microsoft Power. So I'll be dropping this link also in the chat. So go through them once you are free to see which one you can apply for that will allow you to get power apps. There are actually a lot of information on this particular page. A lot of information. Yeah, there's even something called trial plans. I mean, you can use the applications for 30 days or so before you start paying. So there are trial plans and all. And what you are going to be able to do with the trial plans also, it's also included there. And like I said, all you need to do is just go to Google like this, do a search of whatever you need. You will see the responses. I mean, appropriate responses to whatever you are faced with. Because problems on Microsoft is not always unique. Somebody will be facing it also with you. I think it was even last week. There's a major global breakdown with Microsoft too. That was, I think it was an hack or something. Yeah, that most people could not access their Microsoft tools. So those things are something. I mean, almost across the globe, people use Microsoft tools. So whatever you are facing with Microsoft, it's not unique at all. You can always go to Google and get responses to what you have faced. Yeah, so that is on that about the issues yesterday, and I'll be bringing up my other screen now where we start playing around with Power Apps again. So yesterday I introduced us to all the tools that we have on the Power Platform to talk of the app. I mean, I even showed us all the applications that are available for you as a user. Once you get on your Microsoft 365 Outlook page like this, all you need to do is to click on these apps. Once you click on these apps, you will see all the tools listed for you. And then once you come to the right side here, click on the all apps. Once you click on the all apps, you get to see all the available tools on Microsoft. And once you scroll down, you see your Excel, you see your forms, you see your OneNote, you see your Power Apps, you see your Planner, you see your Power BI, you see your Power Automate, you see your Outlook, you see your SharePoint, you see your Stream, you see everything here, you see your Word. And then you can now start playing around with whichever one you want to play. So for this class, like I said, we are going to be creating our first app with our SharePoint. So two ways I can open my SharePoint. I can come to the top left corner, click on this, and then open my SharePoint. Or I can just come down here, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, and tap SharePoint here. So once I tap SharePoint here, it also opens. And so yesterday we created a SharePoint site. So let me open. Oh, I don't even need to open my Power Apps today because the app we're going to be creating, like I said, it's going to be from a SharePoint. But yeah, I can open my Power Apps also so that you'll be able to see the app. So I'll be going through the chat at interval to see questions so that we don't lose anybody because I like carrying people along. Linda is saying I think subscription is the way. Mine is inflamed by Microsoft Icon. Yeah, so I have my SharePoint, I have my Power Apps. The Power App is open now, but like I said, I don't really need it for now because what we are going to be creating will be from a SharePoint. So I come to the yesterday we created a SharePoint list, like I said. For you to create a SharePoint list, a SharePoint list is inside the SharePoint site. For you to create a SharePoint site, all you need to do is to come to this create site, and then you create your site. And inside the SharePoint site, so this is how you create a SharePoint. So you click on this. We went through this process yesterday, so I'm not even going to be going over it again. The reason why I'm just opening is to explain few things. Yesterday we talked about the team site and the communication site, and I told us that the communication site allows us to be able to reach many people, while the team site is always for internal teamwork. I mean, you need maybe 5 or 6 people. So you use your team site, but communication site allows you to be able to um, play around with a lot of people. Are you sure you want to close this panel? Yes, I want to close it. So I come to my SharePoint list that I created yesterday. So this is a SharePoint list. And I'm even looking at should I create a new list? Okay, okay. This is the SharePoint site. This is the SharePoint site. So I still have my SharePoint list. Should be inside. Let me see. Let me come back here. I thought I created the SharePoint list yesterday. Start page. Oh, maybe I didn't. Okay, no problem. So I come into my SharePoint site, and then we are creating a list. So a SharePoint list is like a data source. So now I want to create a SharePoint list, and so the SharePoint list also determines. I mean, it determines what it tells you to determine the application that you want to create. So in this for the app that I want to create now, I'm looking at which one should we create. Should we create an attendance form or a training form? An attendance form or a training form? Attendance form or a training form? I think we should create an attendance form. So, or let me take a poll. If you want us to create an attendance form, or let's do it this way. Let me send the chat. What do you want us to create? A training form or an attendance form? Oh, Google Flora say attendance form, but let me say training. So let's drop our responses so that we can make a decision. Training form. I feel some of us are saying training form because yeah, so I should say we created an antennas yesterday. I think so. I can't even find the SharePoint this and it's interesting. We're saying training form, and I think I know the reason why we're saying training form. Because our project is actually training form. Everybody's saying training form. So we're going to be creating an attendance form instead of a training form because our project is a training form. The project for app development is training form. So we're going to be creating an attendance form. Or yeah, let's create an attendance form. But before that, let me do a quick search again. I think I created a SharePoint list yesterday. My list. Yes, I knew it. So this is it. So like I told you that we're going to be learning together. I knew I created an attendance SharePoint list yesterday. So once you click on this my site, so here you can see what I'm hovering on at the top left corner. This is the site. This is the site that I created yesterday where we want to put our everything we're going to be doing as real classes here. And then once you scroll down, you will see my files and then you will see my list. So my list is where you get to see the SharePoint list that you create. You can see this other list. This is the other list for the boutique app yesterday. So this is also the attendance list. So for the sake of the people that are just joining the class today, let me just walk you through how to create a SharePoint list. So once you come to your site, you click on your SharePoint site. So to create your SharePoint site, very easy. You click on Oh, I think I just did that. My site, you click on my site. Oh, where did I even come just now? Yeah, so you click on the home button on your SharePoint, then you click on create site, and then you pick either the communication site or the team site. So once you pick the communication site, you just keep clicking, keep clicking, keep clicking. You put everything, the details of the site you want to create, and then you are done. So once you are done, you can now start creating your SharePoint list inside your SharePoint site. So coming back to my list now, or coming back to my site, actually, coming back to my site. So once you are in your site like this, once you click on this new at this top left corner, then you can create your list. So I explained yesterday that you can create your list in different ways, from a blank list, from existing list, from Excel or from CSV. So yesterday we created from a blank list, which is always like the best, except if you have your existing list before. So existing list means that you had the list in your list before and you just want to use that one. So blank list helps you. Once you click on blank list, it brings you here where you get to put the name of the list. So this is how we created our SharePoint list yesterday for this attendance. And you put the details here, you put a short description, and then you click on create and you are done. So let me see the chat again. Okay, yeah, so I just went over it, Ajayi. Yeah, so that's the recap. Yeah. Well, somebody is asking where can we get the link for the hackathon. My colleague will be dropping it at intervals on the chat so that the chat is not it's not swamped with a lot of links. Yeah, so that everybody can pay attention. It's not spammed with links. Yeah, so coming to our list that we created yesterday. So we're not going to be creating a training form, we're going to be creating an attendance form. And the reason is because the project that we're going to be working on is is oh, what did I just click? I need to go back. The project that we're going to be working on is oh, add a new item. Welcome to your it's looking I think Microsoft just updated their wow, this is looking new. This is looking new. The SharePoint list has been updated. I mean the interface. This is one funny thing about this is one funny thing about let me see. Let's do it this way. Let me create a new list. Let me create a new list so that we'll see the process all over. So blank list. Let's just call it training. So we call this training attendance for let's say free classes, FAIC, training attendance for. This is a this is a simple application form to take attendance in class. So I click on create. So once you click on create, like I said, it generates your SharePoint list and you have this. Yeah, so this is what I was actually expecting before, not the one that showed. But I think yeah, so once you tap it from there, that's what showed. But this is the interface I am expecting. But I think it's still the same thing. So once you create a SharePoint list, this is what you have. The title will be generated automatically. That's like a default column, the title. And then so this is now where you now sit down. What do I want on my application? For an attendance form, what do you think? So let's assume we want to fill a form for attendance. What do you think should be on the form? So I'll be taking our responses in the chat. What do you think should be on our form? I mean, for us to take a name. Thank you so much, Sarah. Name, yeah. So we had name. So we can add other things. Course, email, great. Full name, good. Time, serial number, perfect. Yeah. So let's start with the name. So we use a text. So I told us about the data type yesterday. Just like we have data type in Python, we have data type everywhere. So we can say this is name, and then you just save. Yeah, you just save, that's all. Then your name column will be added. So we also have the email, which we can also use. Let me even say, I think there's email. Okay, there's no email. Let me see CL column. I think there's emails, but we can just use text. Email. Let's say email address. So another thing we can also have is the phone number. So we use number for that. Phone number. And so we also put date and time. Date and time. Date and time. So once you are on the date and time data type, you will see this thing here. Now, do you want to put just the date or the date and time? So once you click this, you will see the date and time. And to include the time, all you need to do is just to check this. So you check it like this, include time. And then there's something we also call friendly format. I think we should be able to do that. Yeah, so let's put the date and time. Or let's do, I'm trying to see, yeah, let's include the date and time. Let's include the date and time. I'm trying to see if we just play around with the date first, then we do time later. So let me see the chart again. Let me see other course title. Great. You can have course title. So for course title, I'm going to be making course title a choice such that course title, course title will be a choice such that we can have data science or Python, and then we can have data analytics with Power BI. So choice is just like choice, and then we can have apps development. It allows you to be able to create choices, and then you save. So let me see another column that we can have. Nationality, good. So another way we can make nationality, I mean another way we can create nationality is either to, because we have a definite number of countries. So you can either use choice or you can use country. So we can also have gender. Yeah, so let's pick gender. So gender will also be a choice, but I think there's even a gender. Okay, there's no gender. There's no gender here. I'm looking for. Okay, so we can, gender will also be a choice. Gender will be male or female. So let me see the chart again to see if there's any. So state and city, yeah, state and city can be choice. I mean, once you know that you have a definite something, you can make it a choice so that people can drop down and pick, or you just make people to be able to type it by themselves. So I think our form is good. Or let me see, we are creating an attendance form. We have our name already. We have the email address. They can put their phone number. They can put the date and time they are imputing the form. And then the course title is there. The gender is also there. And another thing, you can see how these things are arranged. If you feel you want them to be rearranged, I mean, you want name to be the last one, all you need to do is to drag it. You can drag it. You click on it and then you drag. So name should not be here. Name should be the first thing. So we'll take name back. So I take my name back, and email address. Then email address should be followed by phone number. This is correct. Then I think we should have gender before. Should have gender before the course title and the date and time. Yeah, I think this works. So course title can also be before the date and time. Date and time can be the last thing. And there's something you can also add an attachment, maybe an evidence that you're actually in the class. So Okay, let's do it. Okay. Let's continue. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. So now we have our form ready. Like I said, the title is always like so. Even this title, another thing we can also do is even rename this title to maybe the name instead of creating a name column. I think we can just rename this to. You can rename this title to name because, like I told you, title is always automatically generated. So since we have this title here that will now be I2. Let's delete this our name. So to delete a particular column, you don't need. You click on the arrow button, you will see the down arrow button. Click on it. Then you will see column settings. Then you come to edit. So once you come to edit, now that you've created that particular column, you will see save or delete. So I can delete this now to delete the column for me. So you can see that now that we don't have anything like name again. So I'm going to be renaming this title to name, because this particular column will be high too. So let's just change it to name. Yes, so this will now be the name. We have the email address, phone number, gender, course title, date. And perfect. So our attendance form is ready. So, like I told you, we are going to be generating our first app with this SharePoint list. So the next thing is to go to what we call the integrate. And this integrate is telling you that everything is linked on Power Platform. Your SharePoint is linked to your Power BI. Your SharePoint is linked to your Power Apps. Your Power Apps is linked to your Power BI and all. So once you click on this integrate, you see the Power Apps, and then you can click. So once you click on Power, you see create an app, see all apps, customize forms. If you click on Power, if you hover on Power Automate, you will see create a flow, see your flows, configure flows. If you hover on Power BI, you will see visualize the list. Like you want to create a Power BI report, just like the one I showed you from the app we were demoing yesterday. So for Power Apps, you click on create an app. This will generate an app for you automatically without you stressing. So if you remember, I told you that I don't even need to open down my Power Apps because we are creating our app from the SharePoint. Now I have two tabs of Power Apps opened. So this is still creating. And I also made mention yesterday that Power Apps is that even it's even not the Power platforms, they're actually very heavy on internet. So sometimes you need strong internet to be able to access the yeah. So our app is automatically generating now. So our app is automatically generating. It's loading. Even with how strong my internet is, it is still loading. First, just to see the app is now appearing here. Okay, that's still not updating. Finally, finally, so our app is here. Welcome to PowerApps Studio. Start customizing your app or preview your app. So all you need to do is just to press skip. So you can see our app is now ready. I mean, our app is actually ready. If you play this, let me see. Okay, so okay, yeah. the details screen, and then the edit screen. Good. So our app is now ready. It has now automatically generated. It is now automatically generated. So once you create your app from your SharePoint list, PowerApps will give you three things. What we call the browse screen. The browse screen is where you get to see all the details in your app. I mean, all the details that everybody is feeling. You get to see it on the browse screen. And then we also have one called the detail screen. The detail screen is like the summary of the browse screen. And then we have what we call the edit screen. The edit screen is where you get to input, make your input. So if I play this now, so once you play, you won't see anything yet. And this is something about generating app. And it's not even about generating app, it's about creating apps. So for you to be able to see all your fields, so there's something you need to do. So you click on this particular form that is generated. So let's go to our edit screen. So this is our edit screen. Yesterday we talked about the tree view. So this is the tree view. And then I can now go to the form that was created. So currently we're on the edit screen, and then this is the edit form. So the edit form is like all these fields that we have here. So once you click on the edit form, it will pick all the forms for you, like everything inside the form. So for you to play around with this, all you need to go, for you to be able to see all these fields, you go to items, and then you change this to, so this is where we start writing our formulas, default. So you can see now our form is now appearing. And yesterday I talked about creating a putting your application in a tablet mode or a phone mode. Now this is what we call a phone mode. Yesterday you will remember I was demoing an Apple iPhone. So this you can see now that this is now like a phone view. We can call it a phone view, unlike the tablet view that we saw the Apple tick yesterday. So these are the different. This is how the app is going to be looking like on phone. This is just basically how it will be looking like on phone. So what I just did now, like I told you, once you generate your app, once you create your app, even if you are using a Canvas app, the app will not show automatically until you click on that particular form. Then you come to your item and then you do default, then the name of the SharePoint list. And the funny thing is, or let me say the interesting thing is, the funny thing about formula is these things will be automatically generated. So now I've cleared the formula out again, just for us to be able to see the process. If I click on the play button now at the top right corner, you won't see anything. You will see no item to display. Let me see if we are following. If you are following, let me see your yes in the chat. Let me see your yes in the chat. If you are still with me, if you can see my screen clearly, and my voice is audible. Okay, is saying yes, go Flora Ajayi. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Palumi. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Evan. Thank you, Linda. So let's continue. So once item is just like the name item, how it sounds, how it looks like. So you won't be able to see item until you set the default to the SharePoint list. Now you can see that no item is displayed. Let me change this to Apple iPhone 8 so that we can see it clearly. Yeah, so this is a no item to display. So for you to display an item, you click on the form and then you come to the item and then you do default. So before you finish typing default would have popped up. That is one interesting thing about formula. Then you open your bracket. Then PowerApps itself will even hint you on the next thing to do because you are currently in the item component. So you click on the FIC training form and then you close the bracket. So once you are making a mistake, I mean, once you are not done, you will see the red button, which I called the app checker yesterday. App checker helps you it tells you that, oh, there's an error somewhere. So once you close your bracket, your app checker error goes back, and then you can now click on the play button. Then your application is starts. I mean, you can now start playing around with your application. But this is still looking rough. So let's see what we can do. So another thing we need to do is that we need to open up all these are our fields. So this is automatically generated here. And you can still see this is still retaining title, even though I've renamed it as name in the SharePoint list. We have our email address as email address. We have our phone number as phone number. We have our date and time as date and time. We have our course title as course title. We have our gender as gender. Oh, let me zoom this out. Let me zoom this out. Sorry. So let me zoom this out. So you can see we have our title. It's still retaining title instead of the name that I've changed it to. We have our email address, we have our phone number, we have date and time, we have course title, and we have gender, and we have what we call attachment. So you can also make an attach. You can also do an attachment on your Power Apps. So yeah, I think we should put an attachment so that you can even take evidence that oh, I actually participated in the class. You can upload a picture like that. So going back, let me zoom in again. So you need to open all the fields. And this is what I mean by opening up the field. So once you come to this title, you tap it, you come to your advanced at the property side, then you unlock. Without unlocking, you won't be able to, or let's even do it this way. So once you type into it, you won't be able to submit. That's the thing. I mean, whatever you submit will not go into the SharePoint until you unlock your field. So I come back here, I've unlocked my title. I need to do the same thing for the email address. And so inside SharePoint list, you remember we created our columns, and these are the columns that is showing. But when it gets to Power Apps, these columns are now renamed to as what we call data cards. And that's why you are seeing something like data card 2, you are seeing email address data card, you are seeing title data card. So phone number, I need to unlock this. Then my date and time, unlock it also. Then the course title is unlocked. The gender is unlocked. And then I have my attachment. I'm thinking we should do, let me remove attachment for now. Let me see, because the app is not, okay. I don't think there's a need to attach. I'll just make this attachment smaller. But let me unlock it first. So for you to edit your app, all you just need to do, like everything that you have here now, once you click it, it shows in the data, the tree view. So this is the course data type two. So to also is to the stuff itself. So I can make this smaller. So this is the attachment now. And there's something important I want to do, which is to add I want to add the submit button. Let me see. And this is taking okay, yeah. So it's taking a lot of space. So we'll do it this way. So we need a submit button. I mean, for this attendance I want to be filling, we need a submit button. So I go to my insert and pick a button. So I put the button here, and then I will rename the button to what? To submit. So the thing is that PowerApps will actually not generate a button for you for submitting. Yeah, you have to be the one to do that. So you put your submit button. So now that I have my submit button, I can now resize this thing. Yeah. Mhm. Perfecto. So I can move my submit button up now. Little. Let me see. Okay, yeah. So you can see, so once you scroll, you have your title, you have your email address, you have your phone number, you have your date, you have your course title, you have your gender, you have your attachments, and then you have to submit. So the app is ready, but it remains one thing. We need to actually be able to submit. I mean, let's even try it. So let's assume I come here. Let me rename this. So to rename the title, you can also rename all these your column. You can still rename them here. All you need to do is to this title that you are seeing, just tap it. Tap the title itself. I mean, you can see, um, let me see. So if you tap all these now, you are tapping the whole data card. If you tap this, you are tapping the whole data card. So you can also tap the name of the data card, the title. But what you are going to be seeing in the test is the parent display name. So for me to change this, all I need to do that like this is what these are the automatic formula for all these things. So for me to change it, all I need to do is to come to my formula and then I will clear this out, put full name. Or let me just use yeah, let's use full name. So it's just like you are writing a string, I mean a Python string or a sentence, a letter. So you will see it now that this is now full name, not email address. And you can also change the font. So you can also change the font. Once you come here, tap on the full name, you can make all this to be very bold. So can you see now it's not Zaka? And another thing is we've actually not saved our work. And it's very good to always save your work. Bold. So I'm trying to bold in all the let me zoom out so that we can all see what I'm doing. I'm trying to bold in all the data columns. Then we have our attachments. And then we have our submit. I think the submit is even bolded already. Yeah, good. So let me zoom in. So now that all these things are bolded, let's save our work, app name. Um, let's even replacing existing. Okay, so FAIC attendance form. FAIC training attendance form. So it's telling me to write the name of the app. Save. So my app is saved now. Yeah, so let's play around with the application. So the name, let me put my name as a first, Adiola Bukume, the email address, g@gmail.com, the phone number, just put a random number. So the date, can tap on today's date, and I click OK. The time, so the time is always in this format 000 till 0:23. So you will know that this is 5 a.m., this is 1 a.m., this 2 a.m., this 3 a.m., this 4 a.m., this, and it goes on like that till 10. So let's just put 10, and then the seconds are also there, so 60. So you can put the seconds, 47. So the course title appears like this. So it's showing data science with Python, data science with data analytics with. Let me see if I can zoom this out. Okay, yeah, I can zoom it so that we can all see. So this is the list of the apps that we have, data science with Python. And this is also the difference between creating an app, I mean generating it, and or you doing your app by yourself, customizing it to fit what you want to do. In a situation like this, when you know that this might be jam-packed, the best thing would have been to use a tablet form that was so big. And then we have the gender also, male or female. So let me pick male, or let me pick female. And then for attachment, um, let me take a screenshot. Okay, let's just go on for now. We'll do the attachment later. And then I click on submit. So if I click on submit, nothing will happen in my SharePoint. And the reason is because I have not done anything to the app. I mean, I've actually done something, but I've not really engaged the submit button. So to do the submit, all you need to do is to come back here and then you click on the submit itself. And then you will see the on select will be showing already. So you see the on select, and then for you change the first to submit form, and then you open the you before by the time you even open the bracket, PowerApps would have given you the hint of what you want to do next. So all I need to do is just put the edit form. So while I have not put the other bracket, you'll be seeing the error, our error that usually shows. You will see the error here. So once I close the bracket, the error goes away. So what I'm now trying to do is that I'm putting the formula that once I click on the submit, you will see the unselect. On selecting this, submit my form. And which form am I submitting? The edit form in my tree view. So if you renamed your form to maybe attendance form, I mean here, what you are going to be doing also is to submit the attendance form because that's even what's going to prompt for you. So coming back now, let me first save the app. Let me first save the app. And now I can now play around. So I can click on my submit now. So once I click on submit, you will see something that is like scrolling that is moving all over here. So it's telling you that your stuff is submitting. So once you click here, you refresh your SharePoint list. The details come into the SharePoint list. You will see my SharePoint list. So the details come straight into the SharePoint list. And once you have all these details here now, you can even generate your Power BI report. Like these are the people that are coming to class. So you have your details here in your SharePoint list. So this is how you create an app from your SharePoint list, straight from your SharePoint list, and you are done. And you can start sharing this app with people to start filling. But we may not be able to share this app now because you are not in my, I would say, organization. But there are ways that you can actually share apps. I mean, that's the end goal of everything for you to be able to share your app with people. Yeah, so that is it. So let's play around with our app. Let's play around with our app. So instead of creating a submit form, there's actually another button that PowerApps has actually given me here that I did not use, that I created my own submit form by myself. Can we all see this thing here? This something like mark. This mark is also the same thing like the submit button that I actually created. I would say I ignored it. So let's do it again. Let's do this. So let me change this to maybe Agiola Benga. And then I change this to agiola@gmail.com. I change the number to this. So let's change the date to yesterday. And then this time around, I'm picking data science, data analytics Power BI. Then I change this to mail. And then I click on this. Instead of clicking my submit, I click on this. Let me see if this is even formatted. Let me see. Let me see if this will appear. I think I might need to. Okay, yeah, so it appears. So you can see I now have a Giola Benga, Giola Gmail, 33 data analytics with Power BI. So I can even expand it so that you can see clearly. I mean the details of the app. So it appears in the SharePoint like that. So this is so if I refresh this now, I should be able to see this training app if I refresh this home page because I've been saving this, so it should appear here. This is still my tenants. Yeah. So the next thing now, let's see our, so this is our edit screen. Let me go through the chart so that we'll not miss any. This is nice. The phone number is having comma in between. Yeah, so that's how it appears in the SharePoint. But I think there should be a way to make the settings. Let me see. Look at this now. Number symbol, number, yeah. Look at this. So this is where the comma number of decimal places 0. So this is where you can make all the settings as regards number. I mean, these are the things that you can play around with number because we are using the number as actually like a number. So that's why just imagine like you want to put, maybe it's not phone number, but it's other type of numbers. Maybe random figures. You want to be putting random figures. So that's why it's adding a comma. So we should be able to, let me see custom, enter a symbol left, enter a symbol right. Okay, now working with this. So the number of decimal places automatic. This is 0. Enter a number, default. Let's see more options. Required at this column. So these are things that you can do with your number data type. Your number data type. So let's quickly move to so this is our edit form screen. So let's move to the browse screen so that we can see. So look at the browse screen now. When you see the browse screen, so the details that I imputed in my SharePoint is now appearing here. And this is what we call gallery in PowerApps. This is what we call gallery. If you remember the application that I showed you before, the business requirements app that I showed before, we talked about there should be a gallery, there should be a Power FX formula, there should be a Power BI, there should be a Power Automate. So this is what we call gallery. Gallery helps you to see everything that is happening in your SharePoint. We are going to build an app. We are going to customize an app tomorrow. So we'll play around with gallery. You will see how it works. So if I play this now and then I click, yeah, so I click this, this will take me to the what is it called? To the first one is the brow details. The second one is the detail screen. What's even the name again? Yeah, the detail. The second, so the first one is the browse screen. The second one is the detail screen. Yeah, that's correct. So this is the detail screen. The detail screen shows you each detail that you are clicking from the gallery. I mean, like each rows in your column. So you can see Adiola Bukumi, the email address, the phone number, the date and time, the course title, the gender, and then the female. And you can also delete. So this is the delete button. You can also delete straight off from here. And if you want to go back, you can click this. So if I click on Adiola Gbenga now, I get the details here. This is the delete button. Let's delete. We delete it from the SharePoint also. Let's go to our SharePoint. The details should have been deleted in the SharePoint by now. This is still loading. Still loading. Yeah, so can you see Achola Benga is no more in my SharePoint list. So that is it. So you can delete from the detail screen. And another thing is if your app is not syncing, this is like the refresh page. You can see refresh list. To refresh whatever you've done, you can refresh it. And this is like to scroll up or down, sort list in alphabetical order. So you can sort your list in alphabetical order. And this is to add, create new item. So if you click on create new item, can you see where it brought us just now? It brought us to the edit screen, such that I can still add Winger here, the email address, gmail.com. Then everybody fills their number. And then we'll pick 16th of July. Then the time is 6 o'clock or 6:30 or 6:05. Then the course title is apps development. The gender is male. So this time around, let's attach a picture. So I'm going to do a screenshot now. So attaching file, this is how attaching file works. Let me see where I have my screenshot. This is where I have my screenshot. So I pick this screenshot, I put it here, and then I click on submit. I need to scroll down and click on submit. So this is submitted now. So you can see we're back to the browse screen. And once I click on Agiola, when I click on Gwenga here, it takes me to the detail screen, and this is everything. So let me show you how to see your attachment. Yeah, so we call it attachment. I mean the attachment that we just uploaded as a picture. So even in a class, you can take an evidence that, oh, I'm actually in a class, and then you upload it in your attendance form. So to let me first refresh our SharePoint list so that we can see the new detail that just came in, which is the Benga. Yeah, so this is Benga. So what we can do is for the attachment now, you can add column, or you can even make it this way. Yeah, so you can go two ways actually. One is to add column, or another is to click on an existing column. So for an add column, you come here and then you click on show or hide columns. Once you click on show or hide columns, so Power Apps naturally closes some columns. And one of the column is the attachment column. It won't give you at first, but it's always there naturally because the attachment column is even automatically generated. So all automatically generated column are always hidden. All you need to do is just to click the attachment and then click on apply. So once you click on attach, you will see the attachment column. Now let me expand it. And then you will see something like this, which is showing the attachment. Once you tap the attachment, whatever you attach will be showing here. Can you see these are the details? Binga, binga, then this is the attached something. I actually did a screenshot of the page I was. So this is the attached file. So this is the attachment. So you get to see the attachment. So let's assume you are working something for the finance team about maybe creating an invoice payment. They can always attach invoice easily with Power Apps. So it's that simple. Let's just play around. Let's play around our app. Let's see things we can remove, things we can reduce, or even change the what is it called? Maybe the format, the whole stuff. So coming to the browse screen, what can we do better here? We can make this title to be bolder, or we can change the font. We can change the font. We can make this 16. We can make this 16. We can make the Gmail to be 14. You can also make it bolder. Okay, this is locked. The font weight. So there are also ways you can actually edit all these things. I can change this to bold. You see the formula here. This is semi-bold now. I can change it to bold. See bold. Then it becomes bold. Oh, it's not coming bold. Not coming. Let's leave it. So we'll get to by the time we create our custom app tomorrow, you'll be able to see all these things. I mean, instead of generating our app from SharePoint list, tomorrow we are going to be creating our app by ourselves, not relying on the SharePoint. So this one also, let's change. So this is locked. So there are ways to change all these things. I mean, to make it not unlocked, basically. Let's just see what else we can play around with. So this is an automatically generated app. So I can make this wild. Yeah. So I can make it wild like that. Just tap on. By the time you are in the edit form, just tap on it. That's all. And then this is an icon. Can also change this. You can change this to an icon. And there's another thing here. This is a search item. So I can if you type G, only things with G will actually appear. This is like a search feature. So only G appears. So let's assume you have, I mean, everybody is filling the attendance training form. So there's a need for you to filter those that are actually that filled it, and then you just want to search by name. Then you just search by the name. So the formulas are also there. Like I said, I don't want to introduce us to formulas today. It's something we'll be doing tomorrow. Formulas is tomorrow. So we'll discuss all this formula thing extensively. And you will see something that has been appearing when I'm moving on this thing. You'll see Copilot. So that's actually the Copilot we've been talking about. Copilot is embedded into everything. And I think we should even do this. Let's generate and have, this is 12:31. We still have time. But let me introduce us to all the feature that we have on this app before we move away. So we have our refresh button. We have our sort alphabetically order. We have our, okay, let's try the okay, this is sorted alphabetically order actually. Um, let's do it this way. Let's add an item so that we can sort this. So I can add bookme at gmail.com, gmail.com. And it's also not necessary. I mean, it's also not compulsory that you actually fill all the fields. It's not by force. You can skip some, just move on, and then you click submit. So tomorrow I'll even be showing us something. You will see that with the way I'm clicking on this submit, it's appearing that you may not even know that something has happened. I mean, until you see it. So you can also put a notification tag that thank you for submitting. You can add it to your submit form formula. We'll do that tomorrow. So now the whole idea why I'm adding this book, oh, this is even sorted already by itself. That's what I'm trying to do. So that I'll be able to sort it where it's sorted already. So there's no need to, oh, look at this now. So it's sorting, it just sorted it in reverse order, GBA. So if I do this again, sort in the ascend, should we say this is the ascending now? Yeah, this is the ascending order. The other one is descending. Yeah. So you can see that is the function of this feature. This add plus helps us to get to the edit form. Once you click this takes us back to the browse detail form. And then once you click on the arrow side here, this takes us to the detail screen where you get to see the full detail of everybody. So this is all for this is going to be all for our generating our first app with a SharePoint list. So tomorrow we are going to be creating our own bespoke app. I need to have all the details we feel we want to have on it. But before we move on, let's see how Copilot can generate an app. Yeah, so coming back to my screen here, my what is it called? My attendance form is still not showing here. Yeah, just a minute. This is loading. Let me do it. So where can I do my search? Oh, I can't even do my search here. Okay. Well, let me see the chat room before we move on. Please share how you got to SharePoint. Oh, so Ola was saying I got to SharePoint. How can I access the interface or use the present? What is the difference between creating form and creating an app? So let me be taking the questions one after the other. Oh, there are even a lot of questions in the chat. So let's do it this way. Let's quickly create an app with what is it called? With Copilot. Then we'll come back to all the questions in the chat. So let me go back. This is saved already. So like I said yesterday, this is where you save, and this is where you publish your app. This one is where you publish your app. So going back now, we are done with creating our first app. We can still open it back again. Leave. This is loading. Okay, yeah. So this is exactly what I'm trying to get. I mean, I want to see why my app is not showing. So you can see that the app is now showing here. So that means I will need to close this totally for me to be able to see the app. So I can close this tab. So this is the app that we just worked on now. So what I want to do is to create an app with a copilot. So look at this now. Let's build an app. What should it do? Use everyday words to describe what your app should collect. Create an inventory app. This is a simple prompt. Look at this. This is actually Copilot embedded into PowerApps. And you see Copilot is working on it. Oh, I think I need to. Oh, so this is generated. This is generated in a model-driven app way. You know, yesterday we talked about model-driven app. I'm talking about Canvas app, which are the two types of applications that you can build. So this is a model. This is a model-driven interface. So let me describe what you change. I need this as a Canvas app. Let's see if we to change this. Working on it. Would you like a new table? If so, click restart conversation in advance. Let's continue working on existence table. Let's continue. No, let me see. Restart conversation. Continue. Let me type continue. It's not. It's not. Let me type. Would you like a new table? If so, click. This is a Canvas app. This is a model driven. Let me go back to this. If you leave now, this table will be discarded. Leave and discard table. So I want to create an inventory app in a Canvas app format. Canvas app format. So let's see what this will do. So it's actually generated the app, but it's giving me a model-driven vibe, which I don't really appreciate. It's still the same thing. I think I've done something like I've created. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Where's the table for inventory? It's still the same thing. Or let's do it this way. Leave and discard. Leave and discard. Let's say create an attendance form uh, using Canvas app. Let's see if it will be able to get it. It's still the same format. Still the same format. It's still the same format. But you can see all the columns that it is giving us. I mean, they relate to you are trying to do an attendance, but it's still the same format. So I created the Canvas app using the Copilot. Oh, I don't know what this is giving this. Let's even prompt it more. This is giving model-driven vibes, model-driven app interface, and not Canvas. Let's see what it's going to give as a response. Here's the updated table for attendance. And where's the app? It's not giving me. But this is the whole idea. I mean, you can actually prompt your copilot and then you have a feel of, oh, this is how the app can go. And then you start customizing. So that's just by the way. Let's go back to, so I'll be taking questions and then we'll go back to our app. So let's go back to our app. So to go back to your app, what you need to do is to come up to your first page. So you can either click this and click edit here. This is when you want to edit, or you can even click on play. So play is like you want to start playing with it. You see fetching your app. Yeah, so once you click on the play, this is what you get to see. So the app is loading, it's loading, it's loading. So it will ask you, do you want to do all this blah 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 blah? You allow. So it's trying to link you to your SharePoint. So you can say to edit, come here. Once you click on the plus, brings you here, and then you go back again, or back. This is the sort. This is the detail screen. So it's like that. And so I can go back to the edit. So the edit is just like I said, click here and then click edit, or you can just tap on this, brings you here. So I can start taking questions now. So let me scroll. Let me check the chat. Okay, yeah, I think I've answered the one about the phone number is having comma. Yes, I think it's because the number. So can you share the app with us? The app can be shared. Yeah, you can share the app outside, but I don't think I can share it right now because this is like me working in my own environment. If I want to, so there are something that we call should I say administrative management, like a whole part of Power Platform itself. Just like if you remember Power BI, if you want to share your app, you want to publish it, you know that there's a lot about sharing the app so that your data is not just outside there. Um, just like this, okay, only few people in the organization can see the app. Only few people in the organization should be able to edit the app. Only few people in the organization should be able to have access to this screen. So there is a whole lot of administrative thing when it comes to this app. So this cannot be shared right now until I make sure of all those things. Yeah. But the app can be shared, definitely. That is the whole end goal of creating applications so that people can use it. Can we see a text box to accept only numbers, e.g. phone number? Okay, let's see. We'll see our data type there, but I don't think there's a text box for that only. And if someone enters a text instead number, it generates an error. Um, there is a way to make all the form. So you write the formula to accept only text. Yeah, you write formula to accept only text. That it should not generate number. It should not allow numbers. Yeah. Why is name feed having a title heading? I think that has been changed. I think I've edited it. Let me see. I think we've edited that. Yeah, but we edited it to full name. So I think that was an earlier question. So we've edited it. Can it be restored if you happen to? Yes, so you can actually restore an app version. Let me see. Let me see. Let me show us how to restore an app version. So this is what you do when you want to restore app version. So I will have to go back from. So you go back once you leave this place. Oh, is it even here? Settings, visit details. Details. App version. Yeah. Yeah. So you can see versions. So this is the version. This is where you can you see. So I think version is as much as you are saving it, it's creating a version of that app. This is at 1 o'clock. This is at 12:31. This is at 12:18. This is at 12:14. Yeah, so once you click saving, it creates a version of that app. And if you want to restore an app to a particular version, you click here, and then you click here, and then you publish that particular version. And that is all. So to do the process again, let me show us. You come to this will take me to the home page. So this is the process. On your screen, you click on this, and then you click on details. So you click on details. So if you want to share your app with someone, this is actually the link you copy or the scan the QR code. So version is here beside the details, and then you click on the version you want to bring back. You click on it to check it, and then you publish that. You restore. Yeah, you can say restore or publish the version. Same thing. Publish the version or restore. Yeah, so connections flows a lot going on the back end. And let's say another thing, let's say another interesting thing that we'll have here while I take other questions. One environment needs to be updated. So for the settings, app settings, Let me see all the things I want here. Preload app for enhanced license designation standard. So all these are just by the way. Yes, so let me go into my chat to see questions. Can it be restored? Yes, so I've answered that. If need be, can videos be attached also? Yes, you can upload videos. You can upload videos. Will app users have access to the detail screen? Yes. App users, no. App users will not have access. App users will not have access. Only the creator of the app will be able to have access. App users will not have access to the detail screen. Their own is just what they will be able to do is to fill that particular the edit form where they get to input their details. Does the SharePoint serve as backend for the app? Exactly. Exactly, Element. Yeah, the SharePoint serve as a backend, the data source. What other optional fields or look do we have to the created app apart from phones and tabs? So when you have the phone and tab, those are the two formats that we have. What is the difference between creating form and creating an app? Creating form and creating an app, they are the same thing. Inside your app, you have forms. I mean, you will always need a form, even if it's just for sign in, sign up. That's a form. Or you may, okay, so you may actually not need form to be candid. You may not need form. Form is when you want to collect details. Form is just like a feature on the app. Just like you have your button, you have your test input, you have your label. Then you also have a form to be able to gather details. Okay, so someone is saying I was able to get to SharePoint. How can I access interface? So once you get to your SharePoint like this, like I said, once you get to your SharePoint, you see this integrate at the top here. That's where you click. Just hover on it or click on it. You will see PowerApps. So once you hover on PowerApps, you will see create an app, see all app, customized form. Click on the create an app, then it will generate your app for you. The app where we are currently, yeah, that's how we generated it. So let's assume you want to do a flow or so, an automated flow. You click on the Power Automate, you click on Create Flow. It will launch you to a flow. Same thing with Power BI to launch you. You'll be able to visualize all these data that we have in the SharePoint. So still taking more questions. Let me see. Can the app be launched to Play Store? I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure Microsoft apps can be launched to Play Store. I mean, Microsoft is as big as Google, so you won't be able to put it on. I'm not sure it can be on Play Store. I'm not sure. Adima, does the SharePoint serve as backend? Yeah, this has been answered. And can APK of this app? Yes, you can actually download the app as APK. Must the app be online, no standalone? Yes, the app is online. I mean, it can only be online. And can one create website from this app? Yes, you can create a website. Like I showed us a Power Page yesterday. A Power Page website. I showed us yesterday. It's the same version of the app that we created. So it's even that interesting that all you need is just a link. You link, it's just like you copy a link on your Power Apps and then you put it in the Power Page. Then it loads it like a website. Yeah. With your Microsoft 365, we still need to download the Power App. Yeah, so Power Apps also exist as a standalone application. I mean, like a phone application, like you have WhatsApp, and like you have WhatsApp, like you have Zoom, like you have Twitter applications on your phone. You can also download Power Apps. So you can view it on your phone. Just like you can view it on a laptop like this, you can also view the app on your phone. And the app be designed with color graphics and all, just like being real. Very well, Michael. So that's the part of the customizing app where you can make full designs. Full designs. And I think at the end of this class, I'll be giving you a particular channel, a YouTube channel. I mean, yeah, a YouTube channel of a particular person that do. I should even give you two, not just one. There's Shanks and there's Riza. They are very good guys. I should even give you three. I will list many people for you, not just one, not just three. There are even Nigerian guys. There's a particular guy called Toby Victor. The guy is very creative. I mean, I'll just give it to him. Very good guys that are playing around Power Apps, building real apps. Does the SharePoint serve as backend? Yeah, this has been answered. In the gallery view, it still shows title. Let me see the gallery view. Close this. Link to that. Thank you so much, Chidima, for helping us to engage the learners in the chat. So Chidima has been sharing all links. So only be saying, kindly provide a demo for us in order to submit the project. Yeah, so only we are going to be working on this. One of these days we are going to be engaging all the learners via the Telegram group. Do a walkthrough or do an ask me session for everybody to go about these projects. So how can we download the APK? Yeah, get it. Can it be uploaded on Microsoft Store as an app? If there's something like Microsoft Store, definitely it should be can be uploaded. Could you still address the issue of not having Power Apps in? So Lenovo, I talked about the Power Apps thing in the morning. I mean, very early when the class started. I showed us why you may not be able to have Power Apps in your Office 365. Yeah, I talked about that. So I will still see if I still have the links and this so that I can share. I guess you just joined. So Michael, say, please give us 10. I want to start developing website for companies and end. Yeah, that's the goal, Michael. Because people make real money with this thing. I mean, it's like there are companies, organizations where we have I said business app developer unit. Yeah, or no, I'm not even sure if I'm getting the name right. Not sure if I'm getting it. I mean, there's a unit in companies, big companies now, where this is what they do. Every department, every unit come to your table to this is what we do manually. Please help us to automate it. This is what we do manually and it's tiring. We send form, we send it via mail. Can we just find a way to be sending a mail to OneDrive straight up or from Power Automate to wherever? I mean, people want their life to be made easy. We have a meeting. Can we always get reminders? Admin will come to your table. We have an inventory that we upload like that we update like every day. Can we find a way to automate it? So a lot of companies are actually employing Power Platform developers. Yeah. Yeah, they're employing a lot of Power Platform. So if you can develop your skill, you can devote time to be well branded. It's a very lucrative skill. Yes. Ajayi, it can be adapted for web development. I just talked about that. There's Power Pages. Power Pages is website development, and you can link your uh, Power Apps to Power Page. So yeah, so somebody said this is still showing title in the browse screen. Okay, yeah. Okay, I saw it now. Can see it now. Um, Override. So all you need to do is just to change this. The app is actually automatic. Oh, I can't even delete this. Let me see. Display name cannot edit in read-only editor. You coming up. Try to. Oh, this cannot be changed. Advanced. Can you see the reason why it's not changing? So this is it. Advanced. I need to unlock it first. So you need to also unlock all your what is it? You need to unlock your detail screen. So now I can change this to full name. Full name. So can you see now it has changed? Yeah. Email address, so you unlock everything. So I will even be showing us tomorrow that we're going to be building our own custom app. I'll be showing us a lot of things. We'll play with formulas and then you'll see because when you create an app, there are some fields that you must make to be locked for life, so that people should not be able to tamper with those fields. For example, now for a detail screen, if your user should be seeing a detail screen, then they should not be able to edit anything there. What they should be able to see is just them seeing it, not editing anything. So those are things that will be showing us during our what is it called? By the time we are creating our own custom app and not generating automatically. Sure, yes. So Oluwademilade is asking, do we need to buy a Microsoft 365 plan to be able to use it? Yes, you need to. And then I talked about, so let me reshare the screen where I talked about the issue with Office 365 and you getting a license and all. So I'll stop sharing this particular screen and then I'll bring up this screen. Yeah, so like I said, the thing with not having Power Apps on your Office 365 is not unique. Microsoft has a very vast community. I mean, so even the account that I'm currently using is actually a developer account that I created since I think last year or 2 years now. So that's why I'm able to play around like this. Before, Microsoft used to give everybody developer account freely. They suspended it recently. We don't know why they suspended it, but they suspended it. I think it was around April or March or May. They suspended it so that nobody can now create a free developer account. The only way you can create a free developer account is if you are subscribed to their visual code, I mean the VS code. If you have a if you are using a premium VS code, you'll be able to create a developer account. So that's the peg they put on it. So if you cannot find Power Apps in your Office 365, there are a lot of reasons. So let me copy these links again in the chat for the sake of people that did not join this call early. And this is the reason why you need to be joining this call early. Yeah, so you can read through all these things and you'll be able to find what will work for you. And then this is another one on different type of licensing. I mean, different type of license that you can key into. So I'm copying links in the chat also. There are also free trials that you can try, but always read carefully so that you don't pick something that will probably trigger your credit card in future. So we need to be very careful. Make sure you read everything keenly. Read everything cleanly, browse, confirm that oh, this is actually a trial page, so that it doesn't, so that you don't wake up and you find your credit card wiped out because you subscribed to a service you did not know what you subscribed for. This has been a good 2 hours. This is 1 p.m. Nigerian time. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining this call. It's been a good time having you here. It's been a good time having you here. And like I said, yeah, you can always do a quick search also on Google for anything. Simple prompt like this on your Google, which Microsoft license will give me. You will see a lot of responses from others. What has happened before? What has happened before? Yeah. So Google is our friend. And like I said, so maybe Thursday or Friday, I will share us a list of guys that are doing very cool job, cool stuff with Microsoft App Developer, and you can key into it. Yeah, so thank you so much, everyone. It's been an awesome 2 hours, and I was actually checking through the present for the last 2 hours, which is a very good one. Yeah, it's a good one to see that everybody's actually here to learn. I mean, you can see the passion, you can see the dedication, and you can see the commitment. And the class continues tomorrow, same time. Invite your friends. Yeah, well, we're always emphasizing on the fact that there's a need for you to invite your friend because there's a need for you to always share this experience. This is what you are learning. Let your family and friends also benefit. The registration form is still open and it will be open till like forever because the learning is going on. And like I said, bootcamp is the end goal. We want to move everybody from the free air classes to the boot camp so that the boot camp is an annual event that we do at DSM where we bring best of the best, we expose them to emerging trends in the field of AI, in the field of tech. From the introductions that we do every time, you can always watch our videos on the, I mean, every Monday for all the codes, check the introduction video, you will see how big the AI boot camp is. And the journey starts from free air classes. You just start from the freer classes. So there's a need for you to invite your friends to be part of this. And yeah, so that would just be it for now. So the conversation continues also on the Telegram group. If you are faced with any issue, we have our dedicated support on the Telegram group to attend to us. And thank you so much, everyone, for your kind words. It's been a pleasure. Taking you on this. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your kind words. Thank you so much for your kind words. Yeah, so good afternoon once again, everyone, and do enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye, and see you tomorrow.